Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our newest podcast. This is Foreign Investment Fridays, hosted by yours truly, Hector Aguilar of the Aguilar Realty Group, brokered by eXp Realty. Today, I'm excited to welcome one of our colleagues from eXp Realty Mexico, Vicente Herrera. Vicente Herrera is a gentleman who holds a bachelor's degree in business administration from a university in the Ciudad de Mexico. He has also completed various courses in insurance and bonds, capital markets, and real estate. Since 2007, Vicente has been the managing partner of Canmex Business Consultants Limited, a Canadian consulting and public relations company for Canadian and North American businesses with operations in Mexico or those interested in operating in Mexico. Vicente holds a certificate of real estate marketing and has taken several business courses offered by AMPI, that's Mexico's National Real Estate Professional Association, and eXp Mexico. He is also affiliated with the National Association of Real Estate Professionals. With over 16 years of experience in real estate sector, Vicente decided to take on the role of real estate entrepreneur starting in 2022. He is a natural entrepreneur and since 1989 has founded and led companies in various industries such as printing, internet, insurance and bonds, mining, administrative consulting, public relations in multiple countries. He is also involved in the creation of public companies, their financing, promotion in major international stock markets, consistently leading his companies to be recognized as the most important in the respective industries. Vicente Herrera, it is a pleasure to welcome you to our show. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you very much, Hector. Very, very well. A little bit hot here.
I can imagine, right?
Not in other places. But enjoying the hot weather here at the Yucatan Peninsula.
I can imagine. That's probably one of the reasons why so many Americans and Canadians love to invest and buy in Mexico, because of the weather.
Yes, besides many other things that I will show you why are many investing and to retire and second home vacation and many things into Mexico, especially in this wonderful area.
Wonderful. So obviously the name of today's show was why more people are choosing to buy in Merida and the Yucatan Peninsula, which is part of Mexico's most attractive region. So go ahead, Vicente, and tell us a little bit about why that is. And we look forward to your presentation.
Sure, absolutely. Well, through a collaboration with Hector, Canmex, which is a Canadian company, through its subsidiary Andromeda Broker, we help foreigners to buy property in Mexico. We focus mainly in Merida, which is in the Yucatan Peninsula, Campeche, San Miguel Allende, Mexico City, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, and all the Mayan Riviera. We integrate a team of professionals that offer our clients talent and professionalism to achieve objectives of investing, buying, selling, even project development, and all the process involved in the real estate sector. We support also through a network, legal, finance, betting, which is very important, betting local Mexican properties, developers, which not are all the same, investment and for secondary home, fractional ownership, and all aspects of the buying process.
Fantastic.
At Andromeda Broker, we represent sellers and buyers, and we work with the top brokers in the areas we work. So we make sure we have offices and people feet on the ground in all these areas. For us, it's very, very important to guarantee our clients, especially four things, which is legal certainty, very, very important, appreciation and return on investment. Of course, this is not for all the cases. If someone wants to buy an hacienda, probably they're not looking for appreciation or return on investment. That's another kind of business, real estate.
Sure.
But usually we look for that's the things we look at. Also good location and very, very important, developers and builders prestige.
Fantastic. So before we move on, Vicente, I want to talk a little bit about your experience over the last years in terms of the reasons why Mexico and Merida is a good destination, right? The three main topics that come to mind are number one is affordability, the medical attention and services they get, and more importantly than everything else, is an improved lifestyle based on their budget. So tell us a little bit about why, North Americans and Canadians are choosing Mexico or Merida, Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula, to call it home.
Yes, Hector, for sure. Well, for me, the number one reason is Merida is the second safest city in all the American continent. It's incredible. It's in Mexico, and the first city, the safest city in the North American continent is Quebec City. Okay. The second one is Merida City.
Oh wow, fantastic!
Yeah, so that's something I think really important for everybody. Also, affordability, as you were saying, the Yucatan Peninsula, the real estate is booming. The economy, not only the real estate, because it's not a real estate bubble. The economy is also booming in that area. The port is growing. There's many multinational companies that are deciding to establish in the Yucatan Peninsula. And I just have a feeling that if companies like Amazon decides to move there, or Walmart, probably they know a little bit more than we do, right? So
right.
I think that's a great reason. Also, communication. It has important airports, trains. There's a new train in all the Yucatan Peninsula.
Yes.
Which it's almost ready. And that's also going to be very important. Merida has also a very important port where we receive lots of cruise ships a year. That's tourism, plus also all kinds of port business. Also, the health system is really good in Merida. Many people even think that Cancun, because it's a larger city and very important city, has a great health system. They do, but Merida, it's way better. So health system also is really good. I will show you in some slides how a health system in Merida is compared to LA, just for you to have an idea. I'm going to show you also some numbers of cost of living, LA compared to Merida. And what I see is many people, they have several reasons to buy in Mexico, especially in the Yucatan Peninsula. Besides the appreciation of their investment, it's in Merida, we're talking probably around the north of Merida, 14% per year, which is really good. If we talk of a return of investment, renting an apartment, you will be looking at 10% plus that 14, you're over the 20%. So it's
very attractive really in terms of rate of return on your investment.
Yes.
Now I want to touch on something really important, because I think, for our audience, the most important thing that they think of course, is medical services. And you touched on it lightly, in the sense that Yucatan and Merida itself has a very well-structured and a very strong medical presence. And I think that's one of the reasons why Canadians and Americans, their numbers are rising in terms of where they're moving to, and they're wanting to buy in that region because of medical services. So tell us a little bit about what Yucatan has done in terms of enabling and building the infrastructure regarding medical services.
Yes, for sure, Hector. Well, Yucatan has several private hospitals right now. They just recently, a few years ago, they opened El Faro, which is a top hospital. And there's this, in Yucatan, there's many doctors that used to live, actually many people that used to live full-time in Miami, and now also because of affordability and distance, it's just like an hour and a half flight in Miami, Merida. They decide to move their family to Merida, and then they go to work to Miami to those hospitals, and they also do in Merida.
Awesome.
So you see lots of really good doctors. doing surgeries and in Merida.
And I would assume also that it's a lot less expensive, right? I mean,
a lot.
Let's be honest, that's one of the reasons why many expats are choosing to live in Mexico, because of the affordability factor.
Yes, and well, in all aspects, all medical, even dentist is way cheaper in Mexico than the US or Canada.
And they're getting quality services for far less, correct?
Yes, definitely, and also selective surgeries. Well, we all know there's a medical tourism in all Mexico.
Absolutely.
So that is happening in Merida, in Cancun as well. I will talk briefly about a development in Campeche that has a hospital, also another one that they're building in the Mayan Riviera with a hospital, especially for elective surgery. So you have tourism for everything. You can come to Mexico, have fun, enjoy the weather, food, and take advantage of the dentist. And if you want an elective surgery, well, it's also way cheaper here than anywhere in the US.
It's interesting that you mentioned medical tourism, right? I live in Los Angeles, and of course, our neighboring city for us is Tijuana. You and I both know that in Tijuana, in the main corridor of the business sector, there's a huge American tourism businesses going on. There's 4 or 5 different towers. There's surgeons, there's dentists, there's all kinds of medical services that people from the U.S., not only from San Diego or Los Angeles, but as far north as San Francisco and Seattle, Washington, and Oregon, are going down to Tijuana to get some services that would rather cost them probably hundreds of thousands of dollars here in the U.S. So I know medical tourism is one of the biggest aspects of people going to Mexico, and one of the reasons why I think there's a huge rise in both Americans and Canadians wanting to not only invest in Mexico, but live in Mexico as well.
It is definitely, Hector.
So I want to move forward a little bit. Obviously, we want to talk a little bit about the overview of the Mexican real estate market. That's where your specialty comes in. If you'd like for me to show your slides, let me know when you're ready to do that.
Yes, please. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, just for you, I'm going to give you an overview of especially in Merida. Where is the best area to invest or live in Merida right now? And it's the north area of Merida. That's where that's the newest part of the city.
Okay.
Besides, Merida is a city that's very close to the ocean, to the beach. It's around 20 kilometers. So in 15 minutes, you're in the ocean, right?
And we're talking about the Caribbean Ocean, which is nice to point out, right? It's
yes,
the Caribbean
and
Ocean.
Actually, it's where the Caribbean and the Gulf meets. Merida, it's not still in the Caribbean. It's still Gulf of Mexico.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, if you go further to also in Yucatan, then it's where, especially where El Cuyo is where the Caribbean is starting. Cancun and Tulum and all those places, it's Caribbean.
Caribbean, wonderful.
But the ocean is very, very similar than the Caribbean, because fantastic. It's kind of getting very close.
So they're getting the best of both worlds.
Yes, of course. Now I'm gonna show you some developments that we have. Of course, this is not all we have. We, as I said, we also represent buyers. Sometimes they want a colonial house in the downtown Merida or an hacienda or whatever. So and we make sure to find whatever our client is looking for.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because a lot of people might think that all you have available is new developments. And from what I understand, Merida offers a lot of colonial and modern amenities, depending on what your needs are. So I'm glad that you mentioned that.
Yes, definitely. This is not all we have. This is basically everything is pre-sale and new developments. Is what most Canadians and Americans are buying right now, especially because it's gated communities, buildings, so they can be here part of the year. There's also some developments that they offer administration, so you don't have to deal with the headaches of Airbnb.
Fantastic.
So I mean, we have lots of options for our clients.
Wonderful.
Now, how much? Usually, they ask me how much does an apartment, a house cost in Merida? And well, it's like if I ask you how much does a house cost in LA, you might say, well, between 50,000 and 30 million, right? So I mean, it's what depending what you're looking at. But I'm going to show you, especially in the north of Merida, where the real estate is very hot right now, where we have appreciation in around 10 to 12, 40% per year. That's where we are focusing right now, and where we have all these new developments.
Fantastic.
For example, Paleo Tropical Living, it's premium lots with 226 residential lots. It has lots of amenities like clubhouse, gym, paddle tennis court, business center, orchard, bar, viewpoint, yoga, lots of things. A lot here, the land, we're talking about lots of 2,600. I'm going to talk about close numbers. 2,600 square feet up to 6,000 square feet, and prices ranged between 53,000 all the way up to 121,000, the 6,000 square feet lot.
And I was looking at your slide here. It says that you only have 9 lots available left out of 226. I mean, it sounds like it was a popular development.
Oh yes, it is. And this was last week, so probably today we have less than 9.
Fantastic.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about some other developments. The same north of Merida. We have Green, this development called Green.
Okay.
It's basically it's 125 apartments distributed in 25 models of five apartments in 5 different models, ranging from 763 square feet all the way to 1,800 square feet. Price ranges in the $130,000 all the way to $270,000. Delivery is December 2025.
We would describe these bundles almost like townhomes, right? You're talking about buildings of 5 townhomes each, and you're talking about 25 modules. So you're talking about townhome living in relatively affordable price. I mean, you're talking about $130,000 to $270,000. That's really affordable.
Yes, and you know what? Actually, you will see most of these developments. It's a new way of living, I guess, especially after COVID. They have lots of amenities. So if you don't want to leave your complex, you can do everything there, right?
Right.
They even have business centers, most of them, besides many other things. So it's live, work, and play in the same development, right?
It's interesting you mentioned COVID. COVID had such an impact not only on local economies but world economies. We know that a lot of employees are now what we call digital nomads, right? They live at home as long as they have strong internet, and who doesn't provide strong internet these days, because it's just part of our lives. They can work from their homes, be productive, and at the same time live in a community that is going to afford them the lifestyle that they want at a fraction of the cost than here in North America. So an amazing development.
Exactly. Okay, let's Saguan is another, this is a mixed use development. It has 104 apartments. This is beautiful development. 6 penthouses, 8 office spaces, and 3 commercial spaces. Located in the north.
Sorry to interrupt. This looks more like a little, maybe like a condominium tower. So you would say like mixed commercial, where it's the base is commercial and the tower above is residential, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And especially offices, and it only has 3 commercial spaces. So probably they will have a mini market or a grocery store, a laundry, and I mean very little things.
We're seeing that type of developments not only abroad but also here in the United States, where we're seeing mixed residential and commercial developments, because it's called density, right? We're running out of space in our major cities, and so this provides not only residential but also commercial opportunities that are going to be more affordable, and you can make better use of the land and have more residents as well.
Yes, you're absolutely right. These apartments, I'm just going to talk about apartments. They're ranging from 1,100 square feet all the way to 5,500 square feet, and prices are between 260,000 all the way to 1,235,000.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yes. Now, prices in US dollars are depending on the exchange rate, of course, but it's just for you to have an idea.
Correct. And those are to be delivered in 2025, I saw, correct?
Yeah, these ones, yes, January 2025, in a year from now.
A year away, honestly.
Yes, almost around the corner.
Around the corner.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about Infinity Merida. Infinity Merida right now is the most important development in Merida because it has lots of amenities. If you see, it has a clubhouse, a sky deck where it has a sport bar, outdoor pools, indoor pools, a lakeside for the children's party room, co-working space, seniors lounge, coffee shop, cinema. It has 27,000, around 270,000 square feet of gardens.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and it also has a beach club. This is located in Merida City. Okay. It's around 25 minutes to the beach club, and they also have their private beach club and their transportation from the complex from Infinity Merida to your beach club, so you can go and spend the whole day in the beach club, which it is a beachfront, and you can be in the beach, you can have in the pool, and come back later to your house, right?
Right, to your residence.
To the residence. Now, prices ranging from $302,000 all the way to $600,000, and from spaces from 1,100 square feet all the way to 2,100 square feet.
Wow, that's a pretty good.
Lots to offer. Yes, yeah. I mean, this is a huge. Basically, here, basically you can live there completely without ever leaving the place. I love this development.
Fantastic.
Okay, we'll go to Torre Triada very quickly. Torre Triada, it's also a mixed multi-purpose building with commercial spaces, offices, 30 hotel suites, and 44 apartments. Now, this one has also the option, if you want to buy this as investment, to give this to the administration of the hotel, and it will be managed by a hotel company, imported hotel company. So you don't have to worry about you won't have any headache when.
So you could potentially buy a unit in this building and use it part-time, and then if you want to, you can actually give it to the investment pool or the hotel pool so that they can rent it out for you and be able to earn a little bit of return on investment while you're away. Yes, absolutely. And you don't have any headache. They will never call you at midnight and say, "Hey, we have a party here, and they brought the TV." You won't hear that. Yeah, I mean, that's part of probably, as an investor looking to establish Airbnbs, right? You're thinking, well, it's in another country. I have to worry about maintenance. I have to worry about, a cleaning crew. I have to worry about insurance. I have to worry about maybe even trying to promote it and get it rented. It sounds like here, if you give them the unit, they take care of it all. No headaches. You just benefit of a little bit of return on investment. That is correct. And here's sorry? It's a wonderful idea. Yes. We will have to, if someone is interested, please feel free to contact Hector. We can even have a conversation with the developer, and you will see who the hotel operator is. We always choose only developments that we can guarantee our clients. Whatever we do, lots, all the way to haciendas, we will make sure everything is perfect. Here, for example, a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment ranging from 620 square feet, it is in $172,000. Fantastic. I like that you have different options, right? You offered us some lots, you offered us some townhome complexes, You've offered us some commercial mixed units and some condominiums, and now you've offered us even an opportunity to even have an Airbnb, so to speak, when you give your unit to the hotel operator. So
yes,
two great options.
Yes, and that's really good, because we see many Americans and Canadians, especially, and many snowbirds, right? So they're not here all the year around.
Right.
And actually, probably low season in Mexico, which is winter, except for Christmas, New Year's. Well, it's a high season in Mexico, but usually they're here, and then during summer they want to be back in the U.S. or Canada, and here is also high season. So having a place here won't cost. Actually, they can make some money out of having a place in Mexico. Here's another apartments in Merida, ranging from 700 square feet all the way to 900 square feet, 122,000 all the way to 173. If you see, these are more affordable. Also in the north of Merida, and its delivery is at the end of this year, in a few months.
Fantastic.
Okay, Torretriada, we went to this one, and I'm going back. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, Casa Silveria. These are houses. There's different styles of houses that you can choose from. And the houses are 2,600 square feet, ranging from 290,000 all the way to 313,000.
Wow, that's a really nice, spacious property, and the price, honestly, is relatively affordable.
Yes, a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bathrooms. I mean, and if you see, there's also lots of amenities. Very, very, very affordable.
And from the pictures, it looks really modern. Using a lot of the natural resources. I mean, it looks like you've got some natural woods there, some high ceilings, plenty of light, inviting the inside out or the outside inside your home. So it looks really nice.
Yes. Whoever is interested, we have lots of pictures, and you should come and visit.
Absolutely.
And we'll make sure Hector is here, so we can all enjoy.
I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Okay, Temoson Park, another apartment from 700 square feet to 1,700, from 166 to 273. 90% sold, ready to move in.
I know this one's almost sold out, it looks like. In relation to, most people know of the Yucatan Peninsula. They think of Tulum, they think of Cancun, they think of Playa del Carmen. Relatively in time, how far is Merida or La Zona Norte from those towns, so that people
we'll get there. Merida to Cancun by the highway in car is around 3 hours.
Okay.
So that's also really good, because what Cancun has and Merida doesn't is Cancun has one of the most important airports in Latin America. So through Cancun, you have connections to all the world.
And that's another question that I was going to ask you in terms of airports. Does Merida offer an international airport?
International airport, yes. They're building another airport, and you can take also the Mayan train, which I believe it takes you from Merida to Cancun in less than 2 hours.
That's going to be a huge impact. I mean, I know that the Mexican development, and I don't know if it was Fonatur who actually broke ground on this train idea, but that's going to make a big impact to the local communities that are within 2 hours train ride to Cancun, and more importantly to Tulum, because that's kind of what the idea was, is to get further south in a quicker manner, right?
Yes, and actually I will show you some developments in a place called Valladolid. It's in the Yucatan state as well, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful small town between Merida and Cancun. Is right in the middle. The Mayan train also has a station there. And you know what? Actually, for me personally, that's personal. I like more Valladolid than San Miguel Allende, because in San Miguel Allende you don't have cenotes, and it's kind of the architecture is it is kind of that feeling of San Miguel Allende, but also close to the Caribbean Ocean, hour and a half, close to Merida, close to Cancun, close to Tulum, and with cenotes, which, well, you only have cenotes in the Yucatan Peninsula,
right?
And the reason is the meteorite that ended with the dinosaurs. They left us. We don't have dinosaurs anymore, but we have cenotes.
Right on. I'm glad that you mentioned San Miguel de Allende. San Miguel de Allende for many years now, maybe 20 years or so or more, has been a destination of choice for many expats, like Guanajuato, Ensenada, Rosarito, and other places. But Valladolid is, in terms of architectural style, is very similar to San Miguel Allende, and that's what attracts a lot of expats. Is they like, the colonial roads, the colonial colors, those colonial that style. And so it's good to know that there's another place that's actually closer and offers a little bit more inclement weather than San Miguel Allende in Valladolid. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yes, and actually, well, prices are actually, by the way, we also cover San Miguel Allende, but prices have skyrocketed in San Miguel Allende, whereas Valladolid, it's very new.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I know prices in San Miguel Allende have been impacted greatly by the demand, and there's not a lot of inventory there, so prices are much higher. Valladolid and the Yucatan Peninsula it's still in its infancy stages. It's in development stages. It looks like by the options that you've shown us that there's definitely options in terms of your budget I saw between 120,000 to upwards, even a 1.2 million, 1.3 million. So tons of options, and it looks like it's going to be better for you, or you're going to have way more choices than San Miguel Allende.
Yes, and cost of living in Yucatan is, I don't have it here, but we can talk about it another time. Compared with San Miguel Allende, it's also much lower in all the Yucatan Peninsula than San Miguel Allende. San Miguel Allende, as there's lots of expats, has become also more expensive. The same as Cancun, the same as Tulum, the same as Playa del Carmen.
Yeah, and the truth is that there may be some folks that, aren't worried about affordability, but I would gather to say that the majority of those that are thinking about maybe retiring in a warmer climate in Mexico, that is particularly because the affordability factor, right? When they retire, they're going to get a lot less money or a lot less income per month, and they're looking to stretch their dollars as much as they can. I know that in most parts of Mexico, and with the exclusion of San Miguel Allende or Cancun or maybe some other places that are a little more expensive, I mean, you can really live comfortably for under $1,500 a month. So
yes, absolutely. And also very important, if someone is wondering where Valladolid is in the map, it's 50 minutes from Chichen Itza, the ruins. Okay. So it's in the middle of the road between Merida and Cancun, 15 minutes from Chichen Itza. It's basically like having a place in Chichen Itza, close to Chichen Itza.
Fantastic.
Which is one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Awesome. I know Merida has so much to offer, and the Yucatan Peninsula is growing as well. I know it's one of the major destinations for both North American and Canadians. So I'm glad that we have tons of options. You've shown us a lot of different developments. I'm sure there's many more that we can look at. In closing, I just wanted to kind of also address some of the concerns that maybe some of North Americans and Canadians have, and that's the legal aspects and investor confidence in terms of buying in Mexico. Talk to us about that, and what is offered, what kind of protections they have to ensure that their investment is well protected.
Sure, absolutely. Actually, to buy, there's a restricted area for foreigners, and that it's just reserved for Mexicans, and it's 50 kilometers from the ocean line and 100 kilometers from borders. You will ask, well, why are there so many Americans that have an apartment in the ocean front in Cancun, in Playa del Carmen, Tulum? Well, because there's a legal figure called fideicomiso, which is a trust,
correct,
managed by a bank and owned by the American citizen or Canadian citizen or European citizen, and that's the way to buy property in Mexico. Actually, I wanted to reserve this for the end, but we have a Canadian company that's licensed in the US that offers financing to Canadians and Americans buying properties in Mexico. And actually, they do it through these figures, so through the trust. So that can tell you how safe a trust is, and legality in Mexico for ownership. And also a trust is a very important figure for the trust owners because of asset protection.
Right.
In case of personal liability, this is something out of your personal assets, right? And that's if we're talking about Yucatan, most part of Yucatan is within those 50 kilometers.
Right.
You will need a trust. And in Valladolid, you don't need a trust. Any American can buy and have the title, the name, yes. But definitely, I mean, there's nothing to worry. If you go through a licensed and trusted realtor, because unfortunately, yes, as many parts of the world, there's many frauds, especially when you're buying over the internet a $5,000 lot. You just put transfer, and where's your money? You never know, right?
Right.
Of course, you have to be careful.
I think it's important to note that, you know, when you're working with agents through EXP Realty Mexico and the partnerships that we have, we're going to only bring you partnerships that are going to provide you that security and that safety that you're looking for and that you deserve, because we understand that those are assets that need to be protected, and they're going to give you the legal right to own the property, live in the property, benefit from all the benefits that the property will give you, just like a regular ownership, right? So don't be afraid of asking questions. There's definitely systems in place that the Mexican government has instilled so that you can invest in Mexico. They understand. In fact, I don't know if many people know or not, but the #1 GDP for Mexico is tourism.
Yes.
Right. So they're going to protect tourism as much as possible, because that is the #1 GDP. The #2 GDP, and I don't know if you guys know this or not, is all the ones that have migrated to the United States and Canada that are working, that send money back to Mexico. So that's their second GDP. So they're going to protect you as an investor through the fideicomiso or trust, and you're going to be able to feel confident and comfortable about your investment in Mexico. So those legal aspects are definitely in place for a reason. And more importantly, like Vicente mentioned, is he has a Canadian company that is willing to help you finance your purchase. So what better leverage than that? Even if you're required to put 20 or 30% down, guess what? You don't have to put 100% of your cash in the property. You can now finance a portion of it and leverage that risk, right? So even better. So if you guys are interested in maybe looking into the aspects of the options of financing, reach out to me, send me an email, send me a DM. We'll definitely put you on a calendar with Vicente, the loan officers, and even an attorney, because the trusts have to be created by local attorneys. They're called notario públicos, a little bit different than a notary public here in the U.S., but they're licensed attorneys that are assigned specific regions of that city or state to manage all the fideicomisos in that particular region. So tons of protections to make sure that you guys are comfortable with your investment, right?
Yes, and you know what? I'm also talking about a certain legality for ownership in Mexico. I mean, I'm talking about buying real estate personally. There you need a fideicomiso. If you do it through a company, you don't need a fideicomiso. And just think, think about this. Do you think companies like Walmart or Amazon would put that in risk if they have hubs in Yucatan? And well, let's talk about Tesla. They're planning also to put a plant, not in that area in Monterrey, but I mean, you are fully covered. You don't have absolutely any problem as long as you go through licensed professionals, right?
Right. And you got to do your homework, right? You got to make sure that you work with licensed professionals that are going to put you in touch with the specific companies and counselors, advisors that are going to protect you and your investment. So, reach out to us. We'll gladly put you in touch with Vicente and his team out there in the Yucatan Peninsula, and help you make your investment, whether you're going to retire in Mexico or you're looking to maybe just be a snowbird if you live in Mexico on a part-time basis and have the opportunity to partake in an Airbnb or a rental pool per se. There's plenty of opportunities, plenty of developments that might fit your specific desire or risk desire or risk leverage. So reach out to us. We definitely would love to touch base with you. I know that you have a video for us, Vicente, in closing. Did you want to show that right now?
This video is done by the government of Yucatan, and it basically, you will see why Yucatan is economically and actually it's funny. Yucatan many years ago, and actually they still say they want to separate from Mexico, just like Quebec in Canada, right? And
wow.
I mean they have great economy, great things. So
Wonderful.
I wonder why they want to do it. Okay, let's play the video. And thank you very much to all. Please feel free to reach Hector, and then we can talk with the financing company, with developers, whatever you need in all these areas. I specialize mainly in the Yucatan Peninsula, which is Merida, Valladolid, Cancun, Tulum, Playa del Carmen, Campeche. And thank you very much. We'll leave you with the video.
Fantastic. I'm going to play the video now.
Yucatan is a harmonious and united land that strives for global partnerships. Our efforts are focused on fostering growth, modernity, and transformation. We invest in industry professionals through training and development to strengthen our production capabilities. In Yucatan, science, technology, and innovation are key drivers of productivity and are integrated into an inclusive economy that welcomes investments and actively supports businesses that choose to operate in the state. This is why national and international companies have chosen Yucatan as a strategic location for their businesses, due to its superior infrastructure and connectivity. The Progreso port is one of the largest and most significant international commercial ports in the Gulf of Mexico, located just 16 miles from the capital city, Merida. Merida also offers direct domestic and international flights. And the Yucatan Peninsula is connected by a robust railway network to the major commercial hubs in Mexico and southern states in the U.S. The region is free from natural disasters, such as earthquakes and floods, providing a secure environment for the agriculture industry. Yucatan boasts some of the most fertile soils and abundant water resources in the country, making it ideal for agriculture and ensuring a steady food supply. The warm weather also attracts industrial and real estate investments. Yucatan has consistently ranked as the top producer of agricultural products and has been a leading exporter for years. The Yucatan region in Mexico boasts cutting-edge information and communication technologies, rivaling the world's most advanced cities. With a focus on developing human talent, the Yucatan Polytechnic University trains professionals in areas such as robotics, systems engineering, and data science. As the first specialized university in information and communication technologies in Mexico, Yucatan's commitment to research, innovation, and technological development is reflected in its infrastructure, such as the Ciudad Center for Innovation. The Yucatan Park plays a crucial role in the region's innovation system, fostering transformative and impactful projects across various industries. The park houses Heuristic, an IT innovation center that brings together leading companies in key economic areas. As the first center of its kind in Mexico, Heuristic is dedicated to automating knowledge for work. Merida opens its doors to technology companies, providing the ideal environment to unleash their full potential and innovative prowess. Yucatan's participation in trade agreements, including free trade agreements with North America, the European Union, and other countries in Latin America, Europe, and Asia, drives the export of its products and services. The region's offerings are recognized for their quality and value by countries such as Japan, South Korea, Italy, Germany, the United States, and Argentina. Yucatan is renowned for its habanero pepper, a crop with a designation of origin that showcases the richness of its land and the excellence of its industry. The Yucatan region is renowned for its artisanal food and beverage production, including high-quality spirits made using traditional methods. Yucatan honey, known for its exceptional taste, is the main export to Germany, with other products from the region also reaching the United States, Canada, and Asia. Yucatan's pork industry has earned national and international certifications for its exceptional quality, meeting the demands of Asian markets. Chicken meat.
I went ahead and paused it a little bit because it looks like we're having a little bit of delay with the internet in terms of the video, but it looks like Yucatan and Merida has a lot to offer. For those of you that are interested in investing, buying and moving to Merida, please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to share that video with you in an email link so that you can watch it in its entirety. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of an internet delay, but I want to thank you for your time, Vicente. Thank you for sharing the developments, a little bit more about Merida and Yucatan Peninsula. Definitely a lot of great options for future, retirees, expats, or even snowbirds that are thinking about investing in Mexico, specifically in the Yucatan Peninsula. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Hector. Thank you all for your time this hot Friday here in Merida. And hope to talk to you soon and receive you here in Merida to get your dream home and
Fantastic.
Your dream life.
Well, I appreciate your time, Vicente. We look forward to working with you. And for those of you that are interested, go ahead and give us a call. You can reach me at my cell number at 626-255-2783, or you can send us an email if you'd like a frequently asked questions email to you, or maybe some more information about investing in the Yucatan Peninsula. We'll be happy to connect you with Vicente. Until next time, this has been our show, Foreign Investment Fridays. This is episode 1, and we look forward to bringing you more episodes about opportunities to invest in foreign economies. Thank you again. My name is Hector Aguilar of the Aguilar Realty Group. You guys have a wonderful afternoon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good afternoon.